The studio is quiet. Wolfgang Beltracchi stands in front of the painting, brush in hand. Red picture with horses. Heinrich Campendonk style, 1914. Except, Campendonk didn't paint this. Wolfgang did. Yesterday. He reaches for his zinc white. Empty. Completely dry. The painting ships tomorrow. 3 million euros already agreed. He grabs his coat, walks to the art supply store, scans the shelves. There, zinc white. Dutch manufacturer. He doesn't read the label, doesn't test it, just buys it. Walks home, opens it, applies it to the canvas. Perfect. Ages it in the oven, low heat, cracks the paint, makes it look 90 years old. He steps back. Masterpiece. Nobody will ever know. Except, inside that Dutch tube, hidden, unlisted, titanium white pigment. A pigment that didn't exist in 1914.
Scenario.
Wolfgang sits in his studio, staring at a blank canvas. He's not copying anyone. He's creating something new. What would Max Ernst have painted in 1927 if he'd had one more day, one more vision? He closes his eyes, breathes. I am Max Ernst, Paris, 1927. He picks up his brush, starts painting. 4 hours later, done. The Forest 2. Max Ernst never painted this, but he could have, should have, would have. That's the genius. Wolfgang isn't copying existing paintings. He's creating lost works, paintings that never existed, that collectors dream about. He does the same with Campendonk, Léger, Van Dongen, Duran. 50 different artists, all dead, all unable to say, I didn't paint that. He masters their brushstrokes, their palettes, their textures. But paintings need more than skill. They need history, proof, provenance. That's where Hélène comes in. Hélène Beltracchi stands in front of a backdrop. Black dress, pearl necklace, hair styled 1920s. Behind her, fake paintings, Wolfgang's forgeries, hung like a private collection. Don't smile, look serious. Click, flash. Wolfgang develops the photo on pre-war paper, aged, yellowed, authentic looking. Except it's not Hélène's grandmother. It's Hélène, dressed as her grandmother. He holds up the photo. This proves the paintings were in your family in the 1920s. Then he makes fake labels from Alfred Flechtheim's gallery, a real Jewish art dealer from the 1920s, printed on old paper, stained with tea and coffee, glued to the backs of the frames. Sammlung Flechtheim, the Flechtheim collection. Now the paintings have a story, a history, a lineage. Time to sell. Hélène walks into a gallery, confident, carrying a painting wrapped in cloth. I inherited a collection from my grandfather. He was friends with Alfred Flechtheim. When the Nazis rose to power, Flechtheim fled and sold part of his collection to my grandfather. The paintings were hidden in the countryside. My grandfather just passed. I found them in storage. She unwraps it. Girl with Swan. Supposedly Campendonk, 1915. The owner stares, breathless. Experts examine it. Period-accurate canvas, old frame, Flechtheim label, the photograph. Everything checks out. Authentic, Heinrich Campendonk, 1915. Sold $120,000. The Beltracchis watch from the back, smiling. They do it again, and again, and again. Steve Martin, actor, comedian, art collector, walks into a gallery. The dealer shows him a Campendonk. Landscape with Horses, 1915, from the Flechtheim collection. Price? $860,000. I'll take it. He hangs it in his home, proud. Has no idea Wolfgang painted it 3 months ago. 2006, Paris. The Forest 2, Max Ernst, 1927. $7 million. The buyer calls in Werner Spies, the world's leading Max Ernst expert. Spies studies it, face glowing. This may be the most beautiful Max Ernst I've ever seen. He signs the certificate. Max Ernst's widow, Dorothea Tanning, sees it, tears in her eyes. This is the most beautiful picture my husband ever created. Except Max Ernst didn't create it. Wolfgang did. The Beltracchis buy a villa in France, vineyard included, yacht, luxury cars, 300 paintings, $100 million. Unstoppable. Until that Dutch paint tube.
Nicholas Eastaugh, forensic art analyst. He places red picture with horses under Raman spectroscopy equipment, detects pigment at the molecular level. He scans the white paint. Data appears. His eyes narrow. Wait, what is this? He runs it again. Same result. Titanium white. First commercially available, 1921. The painting is dated 1914. Impossible. He writes his report. Forgery. The buyer panics. The auction house panics. Berlin police pull every painting from the Flechtheim company lection. Test them one by one. Titanium white. Again. 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 All forgeries. All from the same source. August 27th, 2010. Police surround the house. Wolfgang opens the door. Wolfgang Beltracchi, you're under arrest. Wolfgang admits to 14 forgeries, claims 300 total. 35 years, $100 million. The judge reads the sentence. Wolfgang Beltracchi, 6 years. Helene Beltracchi, 4 years. Restitution, 35 million euros. Wolfgang doesn't react. Steve Martin finds out his Campendonk is fake. Museums worldwide discover forgeries on their walls. Werner Spies, the Max Ernst expert, gets sued. Reputation destroyed. Wolfgang serves 3 years. Released early. 2015. Today, he paints under his own name. Beltracchi Originals. Some sell for $80,000. He's unrepentant. I am one of the most exhibited painters in the world. My paintings are in museums everywhere. They just don't have my name on them.